Hey Wide Wargamers, so Mega Warlord here, and we're going to do the final shot of the shooting phase. Like what I did there? I liked it. So, we're going to talk about saving throws, different kinds of saving throws, why you would take one over the other, the best you can get, lots of different things. Alright, so without further ado, I'm just going to get right into it here. So, now, up here I've got some models we're going to use. You kind of seen a theme. We're using the Chaos models from Thaven. They're kind of fun, so we're using those. But I've got 3 here right up front, and we're going to talk about them first. When it comes to saving throws, okay, there's 3 different kinds. You got your armor, your cover, or your invulnerable. Now, we like to say invul for short, because although invulnerable is the correct vernacular, I'm lazy, so we're going to say invul. Now, so I'm going to talk about the armor saving throw first. It's the most common. By instance, just about everybody in the game has one. Just about. So, your armor save is in your characteristic profile. It is a little one at the end. The SV has a number with a plus to it usually. But on that one, unlike the other characteristics, the lower the better. Okay? It's golf, right? It's the lower the better for your armor save. Now, here I have 3 examples. They're all based around a D6. Okay? So, in this example, we have a cultist. His armor save is a 6 or better. So think about that, it's a 6, okay? You have to roll a 6. Not great chances, okay? Now we've got a Chaos Space Marine. His armor save is a 3 or better. Much better than a 6. Multitudes better, okay? Good stuff there. And then lastly we have, Abaddon the Despoiler, who has an armor save of 2 or better. Now let me say real quick about saves. Notice I don't have anybody here with a 1 or better armor save because, I want to see you roll a 0 on a D6 that's not modified. Go for it. Good luck. Now, the best save you can possibly have, regardless of what type, is a 2 or better. Now you can re-roll that from rules, but 2 or better, or 2 plus, as we like to say, is the best save that you can have. You can never get a 1 or better, or anything like that. So that's how it works. 1, it's always going to fail. Okay, you always got to have that chance, that smidgen chance. Okay, so let's put this in practice. Talk about some saving throws and what happens. So I'm going to put some models here, and let me grab my assistants, some Dark Eldar. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the whole system and show you the saving throw at the end. So, I'm going to pick my unit, Dark Eldar, Calibite Warriors. Pick my target, Abaddon the Despoiler. Roll my shots, okay? Check range and line of sight. I go ahead and tell you they're within 12, alright? They can see him. They can see him. So, I'm going to take my shots. I've got 6 shots. I'm hitting on 3s because my ballistic skill is 4. Take away the misses. Alright, I have a poison weapon that wounds on 4s, so I'm going to wound on 4s. Haven't talked about poison. Oh, well, I would keep going, but I didn't wound. So, we're going to mulligan that and we're going to try again. Here we go. Hitting on 3s. Fabian, are these your dice? Because they're not hitting well.
Yeah, well,
Okay. Wounded on 4s. There we go. So, now I've got 1 wound here. Now, we've allocated the wound. We take the save. So, what he's going to do is he's going to roll 1 dice. His save is 2. To get a 2 or higher to completely ignore the wound. He ignored it. He rolled a 6. Okay? So he ignored the wound. In fact, he would have ignored the wound with a 6. Okay? And, barring something I'm going to talk about in a second, he would have ignored the wound. And now let's talk about why he wouldn't have. Weapons have their own profiles, like I talked about earlier, and they have what's called an AP value, or armor piercing. Now, again, the lower the better. If the AP of the weapon is equal to or lower than the armor value of the model taking the hit, the model cannot take its armor save. Not allowed. Okay? So in this example, the AP value of the warrior's guns is 5. The armor value of the cultist is 6. Alright, his save is 6, not armor value, but save. So he is not allowed to take his armor save. He can't. So he just takes the wound and he's gone. Okay? So what do we do with those who just can't take wounds? Well, we're going to add in cover. Okay? Cover is the next kind of save. Alright? So, in this case, Abaddon doesn't need cover. His armor is better. So you're going to take your armor save. So let's talk about cover. Same squad, different target. We have cultists. Okay? Now, I'm going to fire, go through the process, and show you something strange about cover. Here we go. So I'm going to fire. I'm going to hit on 4s. Again, apparently these are Thavian's dice. I'm about to throw these out. Alright. I'm going to wound him on 4s. Alright, actually I hit on 3s, even though I said 4s. Anyway, I'm going to wound him on 4s. I got 2 wounds. Now, here's the fun part about cover. Cover is what we call true line of sight, which means it is going to be, can he actually see him completely? Well, I'm going to take a look. Yes, he can see him completely. That means that this cover here doesn't affect him. It's by a model per model basis. Okay, a lot of people are still kind of playing that iffy because in olden days, back in the 6th edition days and the 5th edition days, it was by unit basis, but now it's by model. So this model does not get a cover save. AP value 5, armor 6. I can't take my armor save. He goes. The next closest model, remember I talked about allocating wounds in the last video. The next closest model is, oh look at that. I can only see part of him. He's what we call obscured. He's obscured by the cover, so he can take a cover save. Okay? It's treated just like an armor save. It has its own value. Now, all cover saves, all right, are 5+, unless specified otherwise. All right, they're all 5+, unless specified otherwise. Well, I didn't specify, so this is a 5+ save. You might notice, well, he failed, so he's dead. But let's say that I didn't ignore the armor. Well, what's my armor save? It's a 6+. What's my cover save? It's a 5+. So what you're saying is, I can take my cover save and it's better than my armor save? Yes. In fact, you have to take the best save that is available to you. So if for some odd example you had a bunch of rules combined and all of a sudden you have a 2+ cover save, which is possible, and you had a 6+ armor save, you actually have to take the cover save if able. Okay? So covers by model basis. Now, I'm really going to throw something in the mix here. And I'm going to throw Abaddon into this unit. Okay? And we're going to fire again, but I'm going to give it a different weapon. I'm going to add a blaster here. Okay? So, I'm going to still fire the same units. 2 shots for those guys. 1 shot for a blaster. Let's see what we get. Alright, a little bit better hitting. Maybe I scared the dice. And now we got a wound. Remember, with different values comes different wounds. So the blaster is going to wound on 2s. The other ones are going to wound on 4s. So here we go. We got a blaster and a splinter rifle. So the splinter rifle we already know ignores his armor, as does the blaster. The blaster in this case is AP 2. So we know it ignores his armor. Being the player that's shooting, I can say, alright, save the splinter rifle first. Okay, I'll save this one. No save, so you're gone. Now, that's what shot is gone. I have the blaster left. Now, the next closest person, it looks like here, let me take a look at, yeah, okay. It's going to be Abaddon. Now, Abaddon's armor value is 2. The AP value of the blaster is 2. So Abaddon does not get his armor save. He does, however, have a rule that gives him an invulnerable save, or an invul save. His invul save is 4 up. Here's what's beautiful about invul save. With everything barring like 2 exceptions, you always get that save. Alright, you get it. So, yeah, you ignore my armor. Hey, I'm out in the open, I'm not in cover. Guess what? I'm fine. Rolled a 6. I'm good. 4 or higher. Okay? So, invul saves are really, really, really nice. You don't have to care about cover. You don't care what their AP value is. It's like, you know what? No, no, no. Invulnerable. It's kind of in the word, right? Invulnerable. There are exceptions to that, particularly on D-strength weapons, stomp weapons, stuff like that, which we'll get into later, but that's basically how it works. Now, let's go through this. Let's say that they all have cover, so I'm going to move that. Alright. Now, shooting-wise, let's see if I can get a better roll to illustrate this. If not, then I'll just, go with it. Look at this! Look at this! Hey, Thavian, these dice, they're gone. Goodbye. Alright, so I definitely hit twice. Now, I've got a cover save, and I've got an armor save. Alright? I'll move him there for reasons. Let's say that I decided that you have to take this one first. Okay, cool. So this guy gets a cover save, and it is exactly him. You have to go on per model basis, especially when you've got different saves lined up. Alright? So, he takes his cover save, he rolls a 6, he's good. That means that weapon and wound is gone. This one's got to do it. Oh, that one he failed, he dies. The AP2 weapon didn't get to the guy with the 2-up save because he had people in front of him. So that's a little bit of a tactic you can use as well. Cover versus armor versus invul saves. Okay, now, there are some exceptions when you can't take cover. Alright? Those exceptions are basically when you have a weapon that has the ignores cover special rule, or one of these, which inherently ignores cover. Okay, template weapons, boom, I don't care what your cover is, you don't get it. Alright, you still get your armor, still get your invul, just ignores cover, or a weapon with the ignores cover special rule. It's also kind of obvious, right? Ignores cover. But that's the gist. So when you're making your saving throws, be sure that you are taking it on a per model basis. Now, let me show you one more thing to help speed up your games. Let's say that we got a whole bunch of people here, and they all have the same kind of save. All right, until we get back to this one guy. Well, you can count up. Let's say this unit all of a sudden has 10 wounds they have to deal with, and they don't ignore their armor. Okay, cool. So I've got 5 guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, before anything's different. So I'm gonna roll their 5 saves. Now I've got 10 wounds, remember that. So what's their save? It's a 6 up, so I have to roll a 6 or higher, or roll a 6. Save 2, so that means 3 of them die. Remember, it's always closest. And that was 5 of the dice I have to deal with. So now I have 5 more dice. Now I have 2 guys before it matters. So I'm gonna roll 2. Okay, those 2 die. Now, I've rolled a total of 7 dice. I have 3 left. His save is different. He has to roll or 2 or higher, and he's completely fine. So you can put guys in front, take saves, take wounds, that kind of thing. Closest model, just like in allocating wounds. And that's how you're gonna take saves. Sometimes it's a little iffy. What's better, my cover, my armor? Just pick the one with the lower number usually that you are allowed to take. Okay? That's how it works. You shoot them, you wound them, they make their saving throws, and you remove the models that have unsaved wounds. Okay? That's when you fail your saving throw, that wound is unsaved. Go through it in those easy steps, and you're gonna be flying right through the shooting phase. Alright? A few more things we'll cover later on at the end of the shooting phase, but I want to get to the assault phase first. So, next video is going to start with the assault phase. It's going to be several videos, just like the shooting phase, because there's some really quirky things in there. But I hope you're learning. I hope you're liking it. If you're, running a shooting army, maybe you can already play some games. Now you don't have to worry about the assault phase. That's good. But hope you like it a lot. I want you to share. I want you to like. I want you to subscribe. Okay? Thanks a lot for watching this. There's more to come, and we'll see you next time.